Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. More, hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey, Buzz babies. It's your boy Blake, and it's Monday, which is fucking gross. But Monday, it's over, basically. This is the good part of Monday. The bad part of Monday's over, unless you work the night shift, then sorry. But for most of us, the bad part of Monday's over. And now we get to settle into our live streams or our TV shows or our massive pile of unread books or maybe all of the above. I don't know what you weirdos do on your Monday nights. This is what I do. I talk to really cool comic book creators Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, sometimes even on weekends. I do it all the time. I've got some really cool guests that I'm very, very excited to bring in. But first, I got to do a real quick announcement because I am now a comic book editor. I get to say that now because it's true. And I edited my first comic book short from Metal Ninja Studios. My boss, Joel Rodriguez, wrote a short for Dust County Chronicles, which we just had on Kickstarter not long ago. But if you guys want more Dust County, I put the link in the chat. You guys can check this out. This is Tales from the Collective. The Tales from the Collective Initiative. It's the 2023 fall release. It's the Halloween special. It got delayed. You know what? It's spooky season can be all year round if you believe, guys. Anyways, they're calling it the fall release, even though like it's fucking snowing here in KC. Like we didn't even really get a fall. We just went right to winter. Anyway, regardless of seasonal, jargon and discourse, this is a cool book. I edited a short in it. There's a whole bunch of awesome creators involved in this. Let me just scroll through. There's some cool variants. They do these every year, or a couple times a year. It's a single issue that has a few shorts from some hot indie comics folks. And yeah, this is my first lettering gig. I got to edit a little 6-pager that my boss wrote, and here's, you can see some of the pages of it right here. And this spins out of the Dust County universe that we made. Anyways, very cool creators. Really encourage you guys to check that out. Hit up the link in the chat right now. I told you guys, there's already people leaving comments, man. Look at this. My guests tonight they're bringing the sauce. People coming in to see my guys tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, and anybody else, if you don't identify with either of those two monikers, and all power to you, because fuck that, gender's fluid and doesn't necessarily have an A and B, right? Anyways, sorry, I say ladies and gentlemen, I need to knock that out of I just need to get that out of there because that's just dead language, right? Anyways, speaking of cool stuff, which is nothing like I've been saying, I've got a couple. I'm stepping all over myself right now, guys. My guests are leaving. They're leaving the green room. I'm just kidding. I've got some really cool indie creators in the chat tonight. They've been in some cool anthologies or in cool anthologies right now, and they have a really cool title coming out from Band of Bards. These guys have been around the block, and they're coming back around again, baby. I got Matt Sumo and Pete Collins in the house. What's up, motherfuckers?
What's up?
I had to save that bastardized intro. I ruined it.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, it's good, man. I think you just got excited and we could feel it.
Yeah, I get. It's weird when I'm so used to talking about books that you all have made and that you're all part of, and that gets me excited, and it makes me, I used to feel like I was a part of it sometimes with the hype train and like helping, get the word out, and that's how my platform got built, right? And it's very, very different now when I get to say like, oh, I'm in an anthology, or oh, I edited a comic book short, and it's like holy shit, like it's real, like comic books are life now. Like there's no escaping it. Like when I used to get pouty and be like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like now I have to. No, I can't. Now there's no choice. Or if I don't do it anymore, I have to go get like another boring job, right? Or anyways, Pete, Matt, how you guys doing tonight? How you been? What's going on?
Everything's good, man. It's Monday. As you said, we got some stuff cooking, which is cool. Life is pretty good. Can't complain.
Nice. What about you, Pete?
Pretty much the same thing. I got out of work early today. So
Nice.
that's how excited I was for this. I left work like 3 hours into my shift, so I could be prepared for this. So
I would like
yeah.
to say no one has ever made Blake's Buzz promo themselves. I mean, I've people have written updates for like Kickstarter campaigns and shared stuff. And no one's ever made like a cool yellow guy homage buzzing promo piece for my show. So you guys have you're friends of the show now. There's no escaping it.
Awesome.
That's you now. That's
Yeah, you know how it is when you're promoting something ad nauseum and it's the same picture, the same links, the same whatever. It eats away at me a little bit as an artist. So I try to draw little things, make it fun, make it interesting, make it not boring. So, I figured why not? I'm going to draw stuff anyway. So
that's true. You can't stop this guy, this Pete guy. A lot of you out there that if you're listening now, listening later, or just know Pete, you probably have one of his amazing business cards. I think the who's who of indie comics, and I'm only saying that because I have one now. But so many of us have them and use them as like profile. Like, your art is everywhere. That was so smart. Like, not only did I'm sure you made like a little bit of money on that too, right? But just like all of a sudden your art is on every fucking indie comic book Twitter profile. It's in other people's Kickstarter pages. They're using those as like their creator bio pictures. Like did you think of the marketing elements of that initially, or did you just kind of get this idea and you were like, let me draw my friends too? Like,
I originally I was just doing it for Matt and myself. Really? That's how I think Matt was the first one I did, I think, or maybe I did mine first. I'm not sure which. And I was just going to leave it at that. But then I had a couple of people reach out and ask for it. So, I set up a form. And the coolest part, about the whole thing is just meeting people I wouldn't normally meet, there's some people that are in like our Twitter sphere or whatever that, we chat with or support, but there's been plenty of people that, have comped one that just I've never met before, never talked to him before. So
nice.
That's been pretty cool. That's the best part about it.
Do you charge them more? You're like, I don't know you.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. But it's been super cool.
Nice. Yeah. It's
great for networking.
When I got mine from you, which was amazing. And I still remember showing people that, and like my family was like, I don't know, like my family still doesn't really get what I do, especially now that I've like monetized and now I work in like comic production too, that they kind of understand, but I don't know, but it was funny when like I showed them like something, like I was like, oh, look at this business card I had made, and they were like, that doesn't look like a business card, but holy shit, like, and I don't know, that like legitimized me with my family, so thank you for just that part.
No problem.
But like I'm like, finally they believe in me after 37 years.
My son Nathan, he's actually he's working with us on an anthology piece that's coming out
cool.
I guess soon. He's doing colors, and as soon as he finished the very last page he did colors on, the first thing he said was, Dad, do I get a trading card now? And,
nice. Wow. Yeah. Your kid thinks it's cool. That's
awesome.
But anyways, long story short, when I was doing press at Planet Comic-Con, I was handing them out because I think I printed way too many. I still have hundreds of them. I don't know what the fuck I was actually thinking. I printed like under 500 because like over 500 was a little too expensive, but like, because you got it, like it gets cheaper the more you order in a way. Like it gets more expensive, but you get more stuff, right? Yeah. And so and that's how they trick you, because they're like, well, shit, if I get 100 more, but if I get 100 more than that, if I order 5,000, anyways, I didn't order 5,000, but I ordered a lot. But I was giving them out to everybody at Planet Comic-Con. Everybody I did an interview with. I gave one to Fred Van Lente, and then he emailed me back, and I replied to him, and it went to my draft folder, and that was months ago. So I'm pretty sure Fred Van Lente's out there just thinking I fucking hate him, and that eats at me every day. But anyways, so many people, man, loved them, and they were like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I was name dropping you, and I was like, it's, you got to catch him when he opens submissions. It's not like all the time. I'm sure like if Fred Van Lente hit you up, you'd be like, I
Yeah.
would draw you one right
Yeah.
now. But
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah, for sure.
but I was like, you know, you gotta, I was like, yeah, he makes them, but everybody was so impressed.
Cool.
And as they should be, very, very cool. And it was a big honor to be one of the many awesome people that are on those cards. Like, I feel special. You know, I feel like one day, man, on like a future Kickstarter you guys you do or something, dude, like as a fucking stretch goal, just get weird with it and like print everybody's cards and do like a or I guess you'd have to get everybody's permission maybe, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, you know, if like get whose permission you can and release like a Pete Collins card set. I don't know, I think that'd be gnarly. But again, probably just because I'm in it. Other people would probably be like, I don't want a Blake Morgan trading card. Sucks for you. Maybe it'll be worth money one day. Probably won't, but that's fine. Anyways, do you guys have a cool book coming out? Matt, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just like push you in the dark while I
No, it's all good, man.
had
It's all
secret
good.
conversations with Pete. But you guys have a very, very cool book that you're here to promote and that you've been hitting the podcast circuits on. And I keep trying to bring up the Kickstarter page, but it's not on Kickstarter this time. You guys are coming right out to the direct market.
So, to clarify, it was on Kickstarter. We kickstarted it.
Before times. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2021. And we kickstarted it successfully, thankfully. But we, after it was printed, yep, that's the one.
That's the Kickstarter.
After it was printed, we pitched it to Band of Bards, and they liked it. They wanted to bring us on, and you know, we had the opportunity to you know, kind of go back in and make what I've been calling the definitive version of the book. Pete updated it's a brand new cover. The interiors got a little tweaked. We took out some back matter, added stuff. You know, I think getting a second bite at the apple was pretty cool for us. I think, you know, now getting the opportunity to have it be carried in stores officially is pretty cool for us. You know, I think we reached out to stores where we could, but it's hard with books that you kickstart, right? But now that we're in previews, and you know, we have the spotlight on previews, which is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of highlights the book for retailers. It sticks out on the page. Very cool. It kind of incentivizes them to want to order it and carry it in shops. So we're pretty excited about just getting more eyes on the book, getting the book in more people's hands. And again, the definitive version of the book. Not that we don't love the Kickstarter version. We do, of course. It's the first one, but
yeah,
having a more complete version of the book with you know, the cover that Pete made is really huge. We're super excited.
Well, yeah, and when you say words like definitive edition, that means that the one we all have is the dog shit edition, and that means that everybody needs to upgrade. I mean, no, it's not dog shit at all. It's a great book, and it's beautiful, and it's bound wonderfully, and it reads nice, and the paperweight is nice. I was actually shocked when I found out you guys were, I almost said remodeling. When you guys were remodeling the old bar department, how the fuck did I make a name for myself doing this? Does anybody know? Like, I'm a mess. But I was curious as to kind of what made you guys want to go back through and tinker with it, because you had a pretty good thing going. I felt.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons. I think the biggest one is, as an artist, I'm never happy with my work. So I wanted to go back in and, you know, brighten some colors, fix some things. You know, from the time that Bardic Verses was made to today, I'm a different artist. So having the opportunity to hand off the pages to Band of Bards to, you know, get everything sent off to a printer, it was a perfect opportunity to say, I'm gonna make my tweaks. I'm gonna touch up some colors. I'm gonna make it the absolute best that I can again. And you know, I think it took a couple months to really just, you know, at a slow pace get through that.
Nice.
And then as far as like back matter and stuff was concerned, a lot of our back matter in the original run was, Kickstarter backer direct. And so we decided to, scale down some of the pinups that we have in there, and just really focus on process over the campaign at that point, which had long been passed. So all in all, I think it came out really well. The cover itself, or at least the front part of the cover, because it wraps around. We were we were sitting on that for like 7 months or something like that, I think. Not able to show the world until the announcement from Band of Bards. So that was a fun day for me.
I bet it seems so hard to have to like stay quiet about stuff. I have to do that all the time because like people will tell me things because they know I have people know like when they tell me not to talk about shit, I won't, because I guess like I'm reliable or something. I know I don't seem that way, but yeah, I mean, like people do tell me stuff, right? And I think about it all the time because I'm like, man, this would make the best Substack post, but then no one's ever going to talk to me ever again. But it's different, other people's secrets, right? But when you guys have a big new project announcement and a big new cover and like stuff like that I mean, like you can tell your close friends, and like and some creator buds and family, but you're aching. All you want to do is fucking write that tweet, write that post, right? And watch people share it and like it and comment and be like, oh my God, man, Peter's so fucking great. Oh my God, I'm going to buy this twice. I'm going to buy it 3 times. I'm going to buy it 4 times even, you guys are just, you want that and you guys deserve it. You work hard, but like, I can't imagine what that's like to have to sit on, to sit on news like that. Cause I've had to sit on kind of big news, but like I said, I wasn't involved in it, so it was different. It was a different animal.
It was tough. I think where we benefited was we stayed busy throughout the lag time between the Kickstarter version of Bardic Verses and the Band of Bards version of Bardic Verses. Okay. So like we had stuff going on where we didn't really think about it as much. I will say like I definitely hinted at it in places I probably shouldn't have, but just to really quick, I wanted to touch back on the other reason why we wanted to go back in and remaster it is, yes, there are 2 different versions of the book now. There is the Kickstarter version and there is the Band of Bards version. But I wanted to kind of incentivize people that did support the Kickstarter to maybe take a second bite at the apple to have what we're calling the definitive version of the book. Listen, I would never fault anyone if they didn't do that. If they're fine owning the Kickstarter version, that's completely fine with me. But I think the Band of Bards version sitting next to the Kickstarter version, it's a worthy addition to the
one's got a way bigger dick, right? Like one's like you don't even need gray sweatpants.
No, it's
newer version of the book.
It's out and about. Yeah,
like I'm back in grade school, ashamed in gym class. Like just like putting that doesn't make you want to buy the book, or gentlemen.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like the
you're not wrong. Our book has a huge dick.
The metaphorical dick on that book is pretty huge. Again, like it was our first Kickstarter that we did together. That's Pete's like first long form work. I think we are going to brag a little bit. Like we put a lot of time and effort and blood, sweat and tears into that book. So like getting it picked up by Band of Bards is huge. So yeah, like it does have a huge dick attached to it because we're like, this giant. We worked hard on. We're very proud of. We're so proud of it that we went back in and made the fixes that we wanted to make. We could have just rested on our laurels and put out the same exact book.
Yeah.
But where's the fun in that? We wanted to make it different. We wanted to make it special, and I think we really pulled that off.
Again, another, I was talking about, Pete's smart marketing, earlier, but like also just again, smart marketing because, you're giving people a reason to pick it up again. right? This is it's gonna look a little bit different. It's gonna feel a little different. It's gonna have different bonus features in it, right? And a new cover and stuff like that. So I mean, I think that's smart because we live in a world of rehashing, right? And I fault nobody for it. If you put out a cool Kickstarter book and a publisher picks it up and it drops with a new cover, I'm not, you do you, right? Like get your books out, babies. Like that's fine, you know, but I do like the mentality you both are showing of thinking about your fans, your supporters, and your previous Kickstarter backers and saying like, hey, what can we do to, you know, get some people to, you know, come back to this world with us again. And so I really appreciate that. I also really appreciate the people that have been commenting for the last 20 minutes, and I've been ignoring all of you because you know that's what I do in my shows. But real quick, want to say hi to everybody. David Hazan's here freaking me out because he's telling me it's Tuesday, but he's in Australia. So thanks for making me feel dumb for a second. I'm just kidding. I love you.
I was like, wait, is it Tuesday?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what? No, it's Monday. I swear to God, it's Monday. We got Wedge. What's up, Wedge? It's always right. It's always spooky season, if you believe. Daniel Calvin's in the house. Another great indie creator. What's up, Daniel?
Yeah.
Fellow bard.
Ronan, fellow bard. American Dreams is another Band of Bards comic you guys can check out. What's up, Ronan? Wedge is saying saying hi to everybody. He's grumpy, but he's got a heart of gold, ladies and gentlemen. He's good people. K-pop's in the house. What's up, K-pop? Another cool show, folk that indie comics highlights indie comics and creators for people. Great YouTube channel to check out. My co-host Cole's in the house. What's up, Cole? Thanks for hanging out. Daniel loves his business card. Oh, and Pete, I thought he said Pete signed it. I was like, he didn't sign mine. Time out, motherfuckers. No, I'm kidding. It wouldn't make sense if you did because I'm the one who printed them.
I'd have a lot of explaining to do. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, no wonder you told me to use that printing company. And then I agree, Daniel. Band of Bards should have a Bard book. It only makes sense. And now they do. Now they do. The bards are in full force.
You know, when we pitched the idea to them, we made like a little PowerPoint thing and sent it over to them. And I took our logo and the Band of Bards logo and mashed them together. I know it's circulating on social media a little bit, but it's really? Band of Bardic Verses. So it was
it's nice. A little on the nose. Like we realized it's on the nose for us to pitch our book to them, but it felt like a no-brainer to me. Like,
I would have made T-shirts with that. And instead of a PowerPoint, like did a live video presentation wearing the T-shirt, like, or maybe gone like even gotten like hats, T-shirts, hats, and like a flag, all with the same Band of Bardic Verses. Just like, it's all about branding, guys. I don't know. There's one thing I've learned in the last couple of years. It's all about branding.
I'm messaging them right now. We need T-shirts.
The next Bards live stream, we're gonna go full out crazy. But no, it's I like they're cool people. They make cool books, and I'm excited for you guys to get. Is this the first time for both of you having direct market titles that you're going to be able to walk into a shop to get, or has this happened before?
For me, no. For Pete, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my first anything really. So
wow. Wow. You always remember your first, even though you don't last.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping this one lasts forever. But
it's gonna last.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the priapism of comics, ladies and gentlemen.
We hope this one took a blue chew and it's not wearing off.
What are they called? Hymns? The
for hymns
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, God, those are like the only ads I get now. It's like weird. It's like I get that I'm
like every podcast.
I know, right? Like
podcast.
I'll talk about hymns all day. I drink G Fuel all the time. All I do is talk about drinking G Fuel, and I quit drinking coffee. And I love G Fuel because G Fuel, it just keeps you going when life tries to get you to stop. And on those long nights of reading and preparation, Blake's Buzz is around because of G Fuel. Will you guys fucking sponsor me or at least give me a discount code? Jesus Christ. That shit's
I thought for sure you were about to give us like a discount code.
right. Like, yeah, use
that
code
ad
Blake's
read.
Bud. Nope, I don't have one. I don't have a code because G Fuel's a bunch of fucking cowards. And they're like, we don't sponsor comic book YouTubers. You're not even talking about, I'm just spitting all over my microphone. Wow.
Nice. Nice.
But they don't I thought maybe, right, that would be my in. Because I'm not a gamer streamer, right? And I was like, oh, like G Fuel, get into comics, and that was my deal. I was like, oh, like staying up all night reading because I'm fucking snorting G Fuel. I mean, drinking it. I drink it like normal. I don't snort it. I really don't.
Let's talk about this really quick. Let's make a quick like
All right.
plea to G Fuel because they've had they did like a Moon Knight pack for the Netflix show. They did
They
like
do everything.
Cross the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
collaboration. Like there is room there for them to do comic book stuff.
Yeah, they could totally invade the space. They do anime and video games. Thank you, Ronan. What's up? Comics by the Bay's in the house. Always appreciative when they stop in when they're not surfing and they come and hang out on my show. Matt's good people. But yeah, I agree, man. Like, come on, like hook a brother up. I don't even want those G Fuel riches. I just don't want to pay for G Fuel anymore. I don't want to if I could just drink. I drink so much G Fuel though, they would like fucking cut me off in a heartbeat. Luckily, I've noticed if you like follow them, like for this week for fucking discount week, whatever they call this fucking thing. It's not Friday anymore. I don't know why they call it Black
it's like
Friday.
Friday
It's
to
Cyber Monday.
Monday.
It's Monday to Monday, right? It's fucking it's pre Cyber Monday. Monday.
I called it like Black November because it's like the whole month.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
even
yeah.
just the Friday to Monday.
I called it the week of darkness, but people thought I was weird, and I was like, sorry. Like I love spending money, but then hate myself for spending money. Right? It's like I have so many pairs of headphones, and I bought more headphones on Black Friday. I love them, but like I have so many pairs. Like I even switched to in-ear monitors for the live stream. So I have like a gaming headset, I have my in-ear monitors, and then I just needed a general like Bluetooth like I didn't have like Bluetooth headphones to listen to my phone and stuff with. So I bought these. And I'm just like, what the fuck do I have all these headphones? And I also have an old pair of Beats, like back when Beats were metal, like many, many years ago, but they're all worn down. They still sound good, but they're like flaking and kind of gross. Yeah. And then I bought a pair of Sony studio monitors for like $80. And I used those for a little bit. I have a headphone problem. I'm just realizing this now. It seems like on my show. Yeah, I need to get my shit together. It's funny.
You need to go to like Headphones Anonymous.
I do. I need to start doing cocaine again and get off this headphone bullshit. Just kidding.
Kidding.
So So next month's White Friday, baby. No,
every Friday is White Friday. I'm just
kidding. It's not. No,
I'm just kidding. I'd be a lot thinner if I did cocaine.
Someone in high school when I started doing stupid shit, these people came over and we were partying hard and we're passing this. My grandma got me this glass chess set when I was in high school, and we used the tray to do blow off of. Rest in peace, Grandma. I hope you're happy wherever you are. But we were passing that around, and someone looks at me, and they were like, "I don't understand you, man. Like you're big, and your room's messy, and you do blow a lot. Like you should at least be skinny with a clean room or one or the other." And I was like, don't judge me. All right. don't you come in here and do free cocaine and judge me. Anyway, remember that one time when you guys were like, let's go on Blake's Bus and talk about cocaine. And we really were supposed to talk about comic books. What is Cole saying? If you haven't checked out K-pop, oh, thanks for posting K-pop's link. And Cole also, I have a buying shit I don't need problem. Yes, I keep.
I mean,
sending,
don't we all? We're in comics. Like
I'm
that's
not.
comics.
I'm not special there. I'm just even better at it. I keep sending Cole. Yeah. Cole is my co-host. We do Blake and Cole read a book on his channel.
Yeah.
On Tuesday nights. We'll be live tomorrow, doing All 8 Eyes from Dark Horse.
Nice.
Anyways,
Nice.
Shout out to my own show. But he does a lot of disc golf stuff, and so like he bought like a disc golf caddy bag that was like very expensive. It just kind of shocked me how expensive that disc golf stuff was. And I've been lately looking at mixers. I've been thinking of upgrading my audio setup to get a USB mixer instead of just a regular audio interface, so I can like play with my EQ and shit. And I kind of want some effects. I want to be able to hit a button for applause, and then like hit a button and have it be like meow meow meow. And I just want to do stupid shit like that, like everybody else did years ago when it was cool, and I want to bring it back. But anyways, I kind of want a mixer, and I keep sending Cole. Like I'm like, oh, I'm looking at this one, I'm looking at that one, and then I tell him, and then I'm like, I probably shouldn't buy anything because I think I just lost a client, and that's like. I think I lost a chunk of income a month. And so even like, but even knowing that, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to have to make up for this somehow, or buy this $500 mixer right now. Like, why not? Like, we can sound like gods. So yeah, I do have a problem, ladies. I have a problem. I have lots of problems. But one problem I don't have is finding cool comic book people to talk to. And we're gonna go back. See, I always bring it back. People lose faith in me, but I always come back to where it's supposed to go. And right now, Tales from the Collective Initiative is not. No, right now. Well, I was gonna say I keep trying to say you guys are doing a Kickstarter. You are. We're gonna bring up that other Kickstarter campaign shortly. But right now, you can pre-order. You can pre-order Band of Bards. It's in previews right now, or you can pre-order the Bardic Verses from Band of Bards. All right, hold on. I'm bringing this up to get the code. All right. I'm going to post this code in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And what I need you to do is first thing tomorrow morning, I need you to call your shops, right? I mean, first thing, maybe not first thing. Make sure they're open. As soon as your shop opens, look on Google tonight, see what time they open tomorrow morning. I want you to call them first thing. If they don't answer, call again. Shoot them an email too. Really let them know you want this. Place an order for the Bardic Verses and use this code DEC 231298. Use that code. Tell your shops you want it. Tell them you need a copy of it. It's a very cool read. A very cool read with a lot of jokes and commentary about comics history sprinkled in to the narrative in really fun and organic ways. But you guys need this book. You need this book in your life, and so you need to do your pre-orders. Bards isn't really an FOC publisher, but pre-ordering sooner than later is smart. And it's you don't want to be left out there like a fucking idiot, paying paying $20-$30 on eBay when you could have got it for $19.99.
Those are going to be my comps that'll be on eBay.
Nice
for $20-$30.
No, you gotta like take the old Kickstarter books and then sell those for like 3 times as much.
Things are gone.
They're gone, dude.
Oh, they're gone?
I have
nice.
one copy to my name. And
Same here.
When we printed a hardcover for ourselves for our own like enjoyment that we both have, that my cat chewed on. But yeah, those copies don't exist. So that's the other thing. Like those, the Kickstarter versions are a rare breed.
Oh wow.
I want to circle back again to pre-ordering. So 2 things. One, that diamond code is important, but at this stage of the game, you should be able to walk into your shop and order it by name, and they'll be able to look it up. Like if they have a computer, they'll be able to look it up in their computer by title, no problem. But if you don't have a local comic shop, you can get it directly from Band of Bards, their website, bandofbards.com. And right now until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, they're doing a 25% off sale on everything, including our book. So if you wanted to pre-order our book for a discount, go to bandofbards.com right now and do so. That's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
bandofbards.com/shop if you want to take a click out of it, or bandofbards.com. My link's better. It's better than Matt's, but you can use whichever one you want.
I'm just trying to make it easier for people, Blake. You got to make it
nothing's
succinct.
easier for anybody. You're dealing with nerds, man. The only thing easy for them is to get pissed off about something. I'm kidding. I love everybody. Keep
You're
watching
not
my
wrong.
show and buying everybody's comics. You're all wonderful people. Anyway, wow, that hurt. That hurt me inside to do that. I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, they do have a cool sale going on. Also, Bards they have like some cool hoodies, beanies, banners, lots of other cool comics you can check out. So yeah, like hit up their shop. Get those Cyber Monday deals, babies, because you're running out of hours to do so. If you're like me and you have like 5 4K Blu-rays in your Amazon cart, you need to pull the fucking trigger because they're all going to get more expensive later.
I went ham on 4Ks for.
Why do I do this, Matt? I don't need. I mean, I need them. I have a new 4K TV. I have a new PS5, and I love them.
You need them because
it's like $9 for the Highlander 30th anniversary 4K Blu-ray. Yeah, there can be only one, and it's in my PS5.
That's a steal.
You need them though because yes, there you can find it streaming probably for free, but with the way stuff gets pulled, the way stuff
it may be gone tomorrow.
Canceled and stuff like that. Like you need physical media, like you still need it.
Yeah.
So yes, buy them for cheap. Definitely don't pay full price for a 4K Blu-ray because
don't buy. No. The only one I'm thinking about buying full price of. And I know that if I buy it early, it's going to be cheaper, but it's one of those deals where I don't want to miss out, is the new Mutant Mayhem Steelbook 4K Blu-ray. It's beautiful. I'm okay paying $40 for it because I loved the movie. I watched it for free on Paramount, and I like the Turtles are worth $40 for me. But I paid $50 for the Event Horizon for the 25th anniversary.
Great
and
movie.
it has this, it's the titles in Spanish on the slipcase. I didn't notice it when I bought it, but 4K Blu-rays are region free. So like what sucks is the regular Blu-ray doesn't work in my player, the one with the bonus features on it, but the actual like high res movie does. So it's like whatever, but I got like a patch and a pin and it's on. I love that movie, so whatever.
Great movie.
But yeah, when it showed up and it said, I was like, "That's not in English," and I was really scared first. I was like, "Dude, I just like waste $50." But yeah, anyway, if you get it in English, it's $90. So I saw it on eBay for $50. I was like, "Snag!" And then I noticed, I was like, "Wait, what does that mean?" Anyway, but yeah, 4K Blu-rays are awesome. David is on, says, "I don't need a soundboard." That's a challenge. I feel like now that has to happen. Grumpy old Bruce says Bards kick ass. They have several good books. American Dreams, Vigia. Yeah, like Bards is out there. Bards is out there doing it. They've been
they got some good books. For sure. There's a lot of good titles out there.
And good people. They work with good people. And those guys like Tim and oh my God. Chris, yes. They're very good people. And they just like do that with their families out of a garage. Like it's just like all the stuff they've done it hasn't even been 2 years yet. It's been a little over a year. Have they had their year anniversary?
I think it's definitely been a year.
It has been. I thought it's been a year. But yeah, just the stuff they've done is very cool for indie books. And again, I think it's cool that you guys have found a home there. Now, when you mentioned like sending this to Bards, did you guys pitch this to other places, or were you like, no, Bards and Bards, like this is easy, it has to do this?
We pitched it to other places, but it was kind of like let's test the waters kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
And it was really just to kind of prime an actual push, which was Band of Bards, and you know they took it.
So you did that to like grease them up, and you were like, "Hey, thanks for meeting with us, Band of Bards. Mad Cave's looking at this right now. Image has a copy.
We
wanted to see what you guys would bring to the table." No, I'm kidding.
It wasn't like that.
It was more so to kind of refine our like pitching.
To be like, this is to like workshop it, try
yeah,
it.
and I think the pitch that we sent them is probably the best pitch I think I've ever sent any
Nice.
company for a book, because we really put a lot into it. And again, like, I think overall I'm happy with them. I think the fit is perfect. I think obviously, again, it makes sense.
Mhm.
So I don't have any ill will towards any of the places that turned us down. I totally understand. It's a comic
Bummer.
book
I was going
business.
to ask if we could take a moment to announce who all turned you down.
I'll never tell.
No, I did.
But no, I think being with Band of Bards makes sense. Like I said, they
Nice.
really champion the book.
Yeah.
They've been very helpful in the process thus far. I mean, it's pretty easy when the book is done, right? We're just like, here we
Mhm.
go. But they've gone above and beyond so far.
And so
Yeah.
did you, because your book was
Yeah.
done, but you undid it, and you went back to the drawing table to make the big dick version.
Figuratively and literally, yes.
Yeah.
What I really like about them too is, they're a small company. Everybody knows that.
Mhm.
They've only been around for a year or two, right?
Yeah.
And what I personally like is it's a direct conversation, right? Like if I have a question about something, be it morbid curiosity or something I legitimately need to know for a page I'm working on, I'm talking to the person I need to get the answer from. I'm not going through people. I'm not really waiting. It's direct, which is awesome.
You don't have like a PR guy like me. You gotta
No.
be like, Blake, fix this problem for me, and then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna email 5 people. Hold on. You're like, I talked to them and they
Bro,
fixed it.
I'll just talk about 4K and Coke, man. You're out of our price range.
Fuck yeah, that's the new T-shirt. Oh, somehow.
Now you knock it down to CD-ROM and skunk weed.
CD-ROM and crack.
Now
Oh,
we're
I don't know.
CD-ROM and whippets.
Whippets.
Let's go.
You're high.
Like some VHS cleaner, some ether. I just aged myself. You guys know VHS cleaner? It's fucking 20-year-olds out here like, what the fuck is that? You guys don't even know, man. Walking on the moon with that shit. Anyways, I had a weird upbringing. I grew up with Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and rich fucking Catholic school kids whose parents just gave them $100 to go do stupid shit over the weekend with when they asked mom and dad for money, right? Like it was if I asked for 20, I had to be worth it, right? But can I have $20 to go see a movie with a buddy or something, and there was like, they had to think about it. They had to talk to the other person's parents. And I had cool parents, right? But that was just kind of normal to me. And then they'd be like, all right, here's some money, go hang out with your friends. And for real, man, like I was in high school, some of these kids would be like, hey, I'm going out. And their parents were like, here's $100, go have fun with your friend. Like, here's all this fucking cash money. Like, what do you think they're going to do with it? Like, you might as well tell them, like, go buy a bunch of Molly and be everybody's favorite this weekend. Have fun, baby. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Again, like my parents weren't, we stole pot from my dad. Like, he didn't know it. He just always thought he lost it. And there was a couple times where he came to us and he was like, did you guys find a film canister? We were like, no, a film canister with film in it. And he was like, fuck you guys. And it was just like, then finally, like years later, we were like, dude, we totally found that film canister. And he was like, I hate you and all your friends. But anyways, yeah. So like times are different. But anyway, also if your parents are out there giving you $100 to go hang out on the weekend, take 20 of that and invest it into a new Band of Bards comic.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys didn't know where I was going to go there for a second. They're like, what's he going to tell these kids to buy? Oh my God. No. But if you use the code Blake's Buzz, your Coke dealer will give you a 10% discount. No. Why? Because I swear every time, like I always tell people, I'm like, I'm not going to talk about cocaine anymore. And but I also told my buddy the other night that like, I did almost have a bad problem and quit. So now I think like talking about it and making jokes about it is good for me. It's probably
Yeah.
awkward as fuck for you guys who come on the show trying to promote your comic book.
I've heard worse. I've heard worse, but
I
it's
also don't do it for
not a
all like
challenge.
if it's an all ages book, I won't be like, man, I used to do a lot of blow. You know, it's I read the room a little, not a lot. I'm not a good reader, guys. Which is why I read comic books, because I need the pictures. Speaking of pictures and speaking of comic books, it's taken me 45 minutes to get here, but I wanted to get here. What you guys did in Bardic Verses was so damn smart and funny, and like people have done it before, but I don't know that anyone's ever done it quite as good as you guys did it. You mimicked some style and art styles and genres while blending them into your fantasy world. And you made fun of Robbie Liefeld, right? So like already, and I love the one panel where everybody's like standing sideways, like in that pose, like just the no without the Captain America shield. But then you guys, so there was that, there was Frank Miller, there was like some almost Calvin and Hobbes.
Yep.
Right.
Bill Watterson.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you guys did a little spin-off Invincible, like a little bit.
Yep.
So what made you guys want to, on top of just like, hey, let's do an indie comic, which is so easy for everybody automatically. Like why doesn't everybody just do this all the time? It's a walk in the park. But on top of that, you were like, let's make an indie comic where we mimic styles of those that came before us, both as jokes and respect, while like interdispersing our own art and style and dialogue into this narrative. And then and also it's like not really one issue. It's like basically an OGN. Like let's just add all this shit. Like, what made you guys want to tackle this? This is a project to tackle, and you guys could have shit the bed so hard.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like anybody could, not just you guys specifically, but something like this, right? Like if your fucking art chops can't hang and you can't switch styles up like that and go like from different coloring and vibes and character models, if you can't fuck around and find out, we're gonna find out reading this real quick.
Yeah, that was a daily realization for me was am I doing this right? Did I draw enough pouches on this character, and did I fuck up their feet enough? Or how does my black and white look for this noir scene, right? Like all that. And like so much so, and originally when we started the book, I went through it and I was actually doing it like truly sequentially, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through. And then about, we got like halfway through the book and mimicking other people's styles and trying to hone in on their individual uniqueness changed my own art style enough where I had to go back and I redid the first 5 pages again, like in full, like totally. So, when we started talking about this idea, we had another project that kind of fell apart. And The Witcher was around, like that was a show that had just come on Netflix. Mm-hmm. We had, COVID was right around the corner unbeknownst to us. And, like all these things just kind of fell in a place where it was like, okay, there's more time to talk and work on this. There's more time for us to think. We're not in a rush, right? We don't have a deadline. Matt proposed the idea of doing things in different art styles, so like every time Bard has a song, it's a different art style. And, from there, we just kind of started spitballing like, well, okay, what are those styles? The first we'll call them songs. Okay. That Matt had written was a Maiden to Smite For, which is our play on Frank Miller's A Dame to Die For, right? So that was, or To Kill For. So, I jumped on that and did the whole run of that. we went from there. I think it was the Bill Watterson stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to go to ping pong around, and of course I had to read a lot of comics, right? Like I had to
Right.
reread a bunch of Frank Miller comics.
Doing all that homework.
Oh no. I had to read
the Liefeld research.
Yeah, that one was harsh. Harsh enough.
I still respect the guy, even though he blocked me and sent his mob after me. You can find me in a way before I was ever famous. You can find me in a Bleeding Cool article that used my tweets. And I was just like, all I did was tell Rob that I was like, dude, you don't have to like everything, but these are your peers. And there's enough hatred in comics. Like you guys could all respect each other. And then he basically told me to fuck off, blocked me, and then screenshotted my face from a picture and tweeted it out to his 100,000 minions and was like, fuck this guy. And here's the crazy part. I know I just stole your story, Pete, and I'm so sorry. But
go ahead.
But like I was waiting for it, right? Because like I've picked fights with like CG and stuff before, and like, I try not to do that anymore because it doesn't help anybody and it's boring. But at a time, it was like we were all trying to be the hero. But anyway, so I'm sitting there waiting for it. And all of a sudden, like all of these like real comic book people are like, I saw what you said and it wasn't that bad. And I'm really sorry he came at you like that. That wasn't cool. And like all these people came out and they were like, hey, I think what you said was right. And you said it like diplomatically, and it sucks that a comic book creator treated you like that. One of which was Gail Simone, who's followed me for years now. And like, has like,
love Gail.
Gail. Gail's amazing. But yeah, like, out of all, like, thinking you're just going to get like taken to school by the wrong side of the internet, like you're like, here it comes. And instead, like Gail Simone follows you and everybody says you're neat. And like I said, this was like before, like no podcast or anything. It was just like, I was just on Twitter a lot. Hey, like I was doing like tweeting about books I read. Cause none of my real life friends read comics anyways. But yeah, back to you, Pete, who like basically sacrifice yourself and your livelihood and your mental stability to pull off Matt's fucking script. Like, just like, I can't believe he did that to you, but I'm glad he did. Cause the end result is great.
Yeah. And what's cool too is like, Matt's script, and we've worked on multiple projects at this point, and it's I'll say it holds true across the board unilaterally. Is anytime I read his scripts, I'm immediately visualizing what I'm supposed to draw, what he's prompting me to draw. But he leaves it open enough where I can have fun in the background. I can over exaggerate certain things. And, we have such good communication with our projects where if I have an idea that may change the panel layout or something, I throw it out at him. We talk about it in real time, and it's decided in the moment.
That's how it should
awesome. Be. Yeah. Hell yeah. Be. And that's the thing. Comics are supposed to be fun, right? Mm-hmm. Both for the reader and for the people making them. Yeah. If it's not fun and it's not supporting your lifestyle 100%, then why? Why?
And if they don't have chicks with big tits and tight uniforms.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Guys, that's my only big bone to pick about Bardic Verses. And I'm wondering, now that it's going to go back to print, like, are we going to get like some nudie covers? Like, I'm just kidding. I'm really being stupid here. I'm sorry. But it's at a time where, especially with how you borrow styles from people and even some like characters and some of the book, like, I mean, like when you think of like Frank Miller, like, right. Like Frank was not afraid of sex and nudity and that. Have you guys, did that ever cross your mind? Just like seeing what other people are, because like Bards had it's going to come back, I hear, but they're like their sci-fi love not safe for work anthology had like sex and stuff in it, so Bards isn't opposed to that. Did you guys ever consider like a not safe for work cover or a not safe for work story, or going there, or you just said not? You guys, that's not our jam. We're not doing.
No, that. I mean it's not really. I'm not a stranger of doing things not safe for work.
Matthew Sumo, no stranger to sex.
Yeah.
To anybody watching tonight.
Now that's a t-shirt.
I'm not against it. But for this book,
No one's ever gonna come on my show again. I feel too comfortable with you guys.
no, you're fine, dude. You're fine. For this book specifically, it doesn't fit. Like, it's not an all ages book by any means, but it's not also not.
It's not that.
Like, there's like 2 swears in it, I think. You know, I wanted it to be kind of accessible to the younger crowd. So
okay.
No, I wouldn't do for this book. No, maybe something else in the future. Like the book that Pete was talking about that kind of fell apart wasn't really like a not safe for work kind of book, but it was a more adult themed book. We actually got to revisit that character recently in an anthology that I hope is coming out this year. Called Unknown Heroes. But no, I appreciate the people that do that stuff. But I don't know. I just, you know, I want to make stories. How do I want to word this? Like, as accessible as possible.
No, I get you.
You know, for most audiences, not necessarily all audiences.
Yeah.
And we are. This is a good segue, but one of the things we're doing, launching next year, is we're doing a kids book that takes place in the Bardic Verses universe.
Oh, cool!
About the Yellow Goblin character named Gary and the power of friendship. So like
that's amazing.
Not safe for work stuff wouldn't really fit, right? Like, I don't want to do like a titty cover for volume 2 if we're doing like a kids book. Honestly, like we refer to it internally as Bardic Verses 1.5 because it takes place in between volume 1 and the soon, you know, the forthcoming volume 2. So yeah, I think for this book, no, maybe in the future for something different, definitely. But
what if it wasn't nude and it was just Martlin and his, is it Fiona? Is that her name? No. What's her name? What's the loot's name?
Oh, Francesca.
Francesca. All right. So what if it's Martlin and Francesca? And now hear me out, guys. I'm just going to pitch this to you. All right. God damn it. I just can't not see this now. I saw it. Now I can't unsee it. What if it's Martlin and he's got Francesca and Martlin is naked? All right. He's naked. There's chaos. There's barroom chaos, not like fight chaos, but just like everybody's tanked. Even like the bar staff's doing shots. Like basically like everybody's fucking drunk on Jameson all around him. And Martlin has Francesca like positioned like an axe in a solo on his crotch area sticking out, right?
You know,
and he's
funny.
naked.
You know what's funny about that, Blake? There's actually a Kickstarter campaign right now for a card game called Bards Versus Humility, and it caught my eye. I just stumbled across it the other day, and that exact same thing is their cover, is their image for their campaign.
Wow, but there's no original idea. Like
the funny thing is they pixelated the loot, so like you can't. I mean, obviously you can tell what it is.
That's smart. That's kind of smart.
I laughed at it. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. All right. Well, I went full nude, and also I'm thinking of like the tapestry. I'm thinking of like wraparound cover here, right?
I mean, if that's what you want, man, my commission's opened up last week, so if you want, we can work something out.
All right. So hey, people out there, if you got a Kickstarter coming up, hire me so I can hire Pete, and we'll have a fucking snail trail of sexy comic art rolling out.
The circle of life.
Circle of I didn't know that's where you were going to go with it because I went snail trail and then you said circle and I was like life. Okay,
yeah.
All right. These guys have standards. I don't. It's fine. No,
sort of.
But it's funny because I thought you might be going there in the last to die for. No, what is it? The winch to
maiden to smite.
The maiden to smite. Okay.
I mean, so we did kind of
because it's sexy. There's a lot of thigh. There's a lot of curvaceous silhouettes. Like I thought, I was like, someone's about to start fucking.
I mean, they do, but not
Yeah.
there's no penetration. They just do a very sexual dance, right?
Yeah.
Like that's we
Fuck with
accounted
their
for.
minds and their emotions, Blake.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like we, I
Romeo and
wanted
Juliet
to do,
wish they could fuck like that. Fuck Shakespeare.
I wanted to do it the closest thing that we could do to a Frank Miller Sin City sex scene, but with a tango, and Pete knocked it out of the park, as you saw.
How do you relay that in a script to him?
As simple as like they're doing this, like they need to be in a pose in this panel, and literally like a pose, like a tango pose in this panel, a tango pose in this panel, and in this at these angles. That's it.
Do you know how many videos I had to watch for that?
I was about to ask. I was about to ask how much dancing you watched, Pete.
None.
You're like, I can tango like a motherfucker now, guys. My wife said she'll never dance with me again. Like,
like Pete said, I'm not as strict in my scripts, but I try to give him enough. Like, hey, they need to be doing this in the scene. Like, however he wants to relay that is up to him. Like, I'm not going to really, unless it's something very specific. Where there have been times where he'll send me something and I'm like, it's got to be this. Like that's other times I'm like, again, he'll come back and he'll be like, what if we did this instead? I'm like, fine, as long as the dialogue matches up and all that stuff is fine, then by all means, go for it. But for the most part, it's, I try to keep it as loose as possible and then let him kind of figure out or let him draw what he thinks, would look better on the page because I want to make it fun for him.
You guys ever get in a fight? Was there ever early days of working together? Or was there ever like a big talk?
No, I think we respect each other's vetoes if there's a thing, right? Which even then that I don't think that's really happened. But yeah, I mean, we talk so much through things. I mean, one of the pieces of back matter that's in the book, and it was in the Kickstarter version as well, is there's a 2-page spread in the book. And originally that was just supposed to be 1 page in the script, and, started to talk through it, right? Like, all right, what if we made it a spread? Okay, well, what if we made these broken fragments of something in the book? I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. What if we made these floating pieces of broken wood? What if we put little pieces of art into those as if it was like a myriad of memories raining down?
Yeah.
So like, and that was all hashed out, I think, in an afternoon of like direct messages back and forth on Facebook. And it's my favorite part of the book by far.
It's a beautiful part. What is that? Hold on. Greg Capullo, and I know Mark Miller's kind of a turd these days, but Greg Capullo and Mark, they did Reborn. Did you guys ever read Reborn from Greg Capullo and Mark Miller?
Not the whole thing.
No.
Which is crazy because that scene, you and Greg Capullo, Pete, like, I know it's going to be real hard to hear. You and Greg Capullo are the only 2 people that have ever done something like that. Like the splintered wooden shards. And then Greg Capullo did a piece that was like a chandelier falling, and the like pieces of the chandelier were panels. Because the whole deal is about this old lady who dies in the afterlife, and they like fight this war in the afterlife kind of deal. And so like it was like a light flashing before her eyes deal, but it was all a piece of the chandelier that was falling. It was fucking gnarly gorgeous. But it reminded, you're reading that in the Bardic Verses reminded me of that. It's different. It's a little more chaotic, and it's actually a little bit more violent. It's actually not as like, it's funny because like Greg Capullo, when you say like he's kind of being soft about it, Greg Capullo's not usually a soft artist, right?
No,
but he handles that moment with a little bit more elegance, and I don't mean that in like art proficiency, just like in tone and vibe, right? With the chandelier, and there's like a kind of hoity-toity vibe about it, and even then, I just sound like a douchebag saying that, but it's it's like there's a different tone as opposed to like a a axe or sword with a wooden handle like splintering, right? Like in a very barbaric moment, right? So
Yeah.
but regardless, as I just talk myself deeper and deeper into holes when I'm just trying to like lift you up, this is what I do. That's how I made my platform. But you know, like two very similar moments done very differently by two very different artists. And again, like when you got, if you guys aren't familiar with this book, you know, they pull from comic book history and use that to narrate the story both like visually and with the prose and dialogue. And so it's just kind of like there's a fluctuation and a juxtaposition from song to song, which it just works really well. It doesn't, you can't ever stay nestled and comfy for long as a reader, which I think is dangerous anyway, right? Because like part of you is like, yeah, we want to comfort our readers, and but also like, no, like, you know, you want I need to feel like if I don't turn the page, like something bad's gonna happen to me, my family, those around me. You know, like there has to be like that kind of level of tension, or you know, so you can't, it can't all just be like we're gonna hold our audience, we're gonna breathe together and feel together, you know, like you have to fucking like be mean to people and shit sometimes. And you did that with art and visual, like just jarring, visually evolving narrative in this fucking
Thanks.
comic that like that when you guys pitch it to people, it doesn't, when like people told me about the book, that didn't come through until I read it, you know. And
Yeah.
like obviously you guys knew what you were doing and you knew how you structured it, but now that you know that it like delivered and it was the you know what you did was strong and stood tall, like are you using that like if you pitch this to someone at a con, this new version, like do you throw that out there to them, or are you like, you know, we'll take you through Miller, we'll fucking drop you into the pouch of Liefeld and pull you out after you got fucked by his Kickstarter, and like, you know, like I mean, like what's your table pitch when someone walks by you?
I mean, for sure, we're definitely talking about the fact that, you know, we utilize the different art styles for the different songs. I always use them in I say songs in quotes, right? Because bards are singers / storytellers, and we do actually, there is a song in the book because we do a Disney homage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is part of the pitch, is that the stories / songs are each told in a different art style, because I wanted to reflect, you know, this master bard, this master musician being able to play different types of music. How do we show that visually in a comic book? Okay, we do that by having the stories or his songs be different art styles for
Okay.
each thing. Like he's playing a different type of song, or he's telling a different type of story. So that's why those art styles change. That was that was the big kind of driving force of the book. Like that's when we started, you know, spitballing ideas back and forth in the early days of the Bardic Verses. That was one of the big things that we kept coming back to. I was like, Pete, would you want to draw different art styles, you know, to show the different songs? And, you know, when we started getting going, you know, it continued to evolve, and we are going to carry that into the next volume and the volume.
Oh yeah.
Pete, when you said yes, did you ever regret that for even a brief moment in time? Like I just, you know, I feel like are you digital or are you pen and pencil? Like how you drawing, first of all?
Well, for this I'm digital. I work in digital basically for all my sequential stuff, for the sheer fact that it's easy.
Yeah.
Right. Like I can, I'm on my tablet right now talking to you, and as soon as I'm done, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to draw on it. I could take it to work with me. You know,
Oh yeah, cool. I'm glad you use your basic everyday shit to talk to me on. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But like I swear, like I think the first half of Bardic Verses was actually done while I was sitting in my car while my son was at band practice.
Oh, doodling. Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
like
it.
That.
So it's like I jokingly call my car my art studio. But you know, that's the ease of it.
Okay.
But I do some traditional too. But yeah, and I think for Bardic Verses 2, I think, we've got some fun surprises. We've talked about a couple, we're gonna continue that whole homage experimentation thing. Originally it's daunting, right? Like you have to learn how to draw like not yourself and how somebody else draws, and like that's challenging. And I think the first, the first couple of months of working on it, it was like, oh man, did I bite off more than I could chew? But then I saw like how it was making my own art better.
Okay.
Right? Like, because I was picking up the pros and the cons of how other people did things, and then I was just, filtering down to find my best version of myself.
Nice.
So originally I was a little intimidated by it.
You found yourself through exploration.
And that is the meaning of comic books.
So does Matt get a discounted rate now when he uses you as an artist, since he helps you find your voice? Like, how does that work on a business partnership?
Matt always gets a discounted rate.
Nice.
I got the friends and family.
Before I move on to another project you guys are working on right now, there's a deal at the end of Bardic Verses that says Martin Swordhand will return, and Gary will return in Bardic Verses 2. And there's all these titles, and some are crossed out and some aren't. And there's Die Bard with a Vengeance, and it says this is stupid. And since reading that, all I want to do, I want to write a fantasy comic that's Die Hard in fantasy. I mean, like, I don't care if the fucking if the dialogue's like copied and like adjusted to fit with the genre. Like, I really like, but just like Pete, basically I'm trying to pitch this comic book to you right now, and you don't have to say yes, but you can't say no, or I'm going to end the live stream. No, but honestly, like, you guys kind of made me think of something, and like, again, like this wouldn't be, this wouldn't be like any kind of art style whatsoever, but like, holy shit, how fun would some of these like big iconic set pieces that obviously aren't fantasy that we can write, because it's not like I'm going to remake Lord of the Rings but fantasy, and then you're going to go get fucked because that makes no sense. But like oh my god, Die Hard with a Vengeance, like instead of climbing a tower he's climbing a castle. Like, I don't know what the AK-47 would be like. I don't know, like, well, I found a mace, party har har. I don't know, but like, just coming up with fun stuff like that. And again, but that's what your guys' book makes people think, is just like, wow, like, how can I have fun and tell stories like these fucking assholes? Like, and it's just like, and not that you guys are assholes, but other than the fact that you guys are assholes for like doing it first, or doing it before I did. But it's just like, you just kind of, you inspire your audience, like, not even necessarily with like, I want to make this comic or I want to tell this story, but you inspire us to dive deeper into this book. You inspire us to turn this page. You inspire us to think about fantasy differently, which, when you're writing genre fiction, gentlemen, is one of the best things that you can do when writing genre fiction. If you can write something and walk away and your audience is like, this makes me think about fantasy differently, you succeeded. Like, like, I mean, I'm sure like there's a monetary part of it too, right? We're like, yeah, we would like to make this much money, and obviously when it's on Kickstarter, it has to fund and yada yada yada.
You know what? No, not really. I mean, like, nice. the monetary end. I mean, like, I'll speak for myself, and I think Matt here. Our day job has us pretty well set, right? So like, we're not in the comics for the money. We're in the comics to produce awesome shit.
Okay.
So, I mean, that said, Netflix, if you want it, give us a call. We'll talk it through. But in the long term, it's like, we made this for fun.
Wow.
So. Yeah, I think couple things remind me to circle back to that list of titles that you talked about.
Yeah.
But while we're on this subject, the end goal for us is, like Pete said, to make dope shit, but also to tell the stories that we want to tell. For him and I, like, I want to always make sure that it's fun for us, right? Like,
Okay.
you know, the stuff that we worked on post Bardic Verses, you know, I'm always like, you know, I'll get a wild hair at my ass because someone will be like, hey, do you want to do this anthology? Or I'll find out about an anthology and I'll really get into it. And I'm like, I go to Pete first. I'm like, hey, dude, do you have any interest in doing this thing? I have this idea. And, you know, if he says yes, obviously we push forward. If he says no, then I'll move on. But, you know, ultimately, I think our goal is to just tell our stories and have fun making comics. You know, like, yes, would I want to become rich? Sure. Does anybody really become rich doing comics? Not really.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask if you were rich because it wasn't but moments ago. Both of you were like, our day jobs have us pretty fucking struggle free.
Well,
Like,
I wouldn't say struggle free, but
I basically
okay.
own a boat dock.
I think it's
kidding,
more so that we're not, our bread and butter is not coming from
yeah
comics.
I get,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
you still got the day
rely-
job. It's part of a budget. You can budget it out. You can you are
I
in a
mean,
good enough place where you can plan to pay your co-creators.
yeah, we still
You
had
know,
to
and
go to Kickstarter to do
Yeah.
the book. Like we weren't going to be able to pull $5,000 out of our wallets, but again, we're able to do this because we have a day job to supplement this. Like
Yeah.
I give all the creators in the world that have comics as their main source of income the most credit, because they're out there hustling, they're out there grinding, they're out there making their bills off of comics, and that's huge, right? Like I couldn't do
Thank
that.
you.
I'll be
Thank
the
you for that.
first to admit I cannot I like having a steady paycheck. I
Yeah.
like having, you know, knowing exactly how much money I'm going to have each month. It's I need that security.
That's where you guys got to switch it up though, Matt. That's where it's hard to be full-time in comics as a creator. But if you can trick people into hiring you onto the production side, then you can lord over the indie comic book creators, and you could be like, you can't get anywhere without me. And then you don't have to go to work anymore. You just work in comics.
Is that a job offer?
No.
Okay.
I mean, basically what I did was I quit for mental health reasons, and then right when I ran out of money, the universe was like, let's give this white kid a break. We don't do that enough for white people. Let's give this white kid a shot. And I was like, man, sweet. Sorry everybody else, but like
kudos to you, dude. Like that's hard. That's a
but
tough
it's
thing to do.
I do the like it's more the like production side, right? Like I do a lot of editing, print ordering. I boss designers around and tell them where I'll be the first. I won't lie, I couldn't put those logos there, right? Like I don't, like it's just like when you start having to like stitch a person or stitch a model or figure out of a cover, and then like put the logo like behind her. I say her because most of our we do a lot of like sexy covers, right? So like when we're putting you pull this image off of the cover and then put the logo behind and kind of masks. Like I understand what's happening, but I can't fucking do it. I watched a YouTube tutorial, Matt and Pete. This is what I did the other day. I spent an hour watching tutorials. I use GIMP because I can't afford Photoshop. I have GIMP and Canva, right? So I watch these GIMP tutorials, and I go in, and it tells me, it's like zoom in and click all around this image with this tool, and the computer will figure it out where the lines are if you give it enough points, and it'll do a clean cutout. And I did that, and it didn't look like a clean cutout. It looked like I was back in fucking kindergarten cutting out a fucking picture of a magazine with all these sharp, jagged edges because I can't use a fucking pair of scissors. And then what's aggravating is I can go into Canva, crop this fucking TIFF, export it as a PNG because I can't. Canva is so fucking picky. And then if I export it as a PNG, it has to be less than like 11 megabytes, or Canva's like, you can't use this, man. And so like I have to use all this, like I'm fucking dumb for software shit. And so anyways, I try and learn these tutorials, then go in on Canva and I click the remove background, and it's fucking like AI bullshit does what it wants to do and does a way better job than I did in like 2 hours of watching tutorials and trying. And I was like, and my boss laughed at me because my boss was like, Blake, you did this in an afternoon. You work with designers that have done this their whole lives. Like, obviously, they're going to be better at this than you. And I was like, I need to be good at everything. I was like, I grew up in the age, like, that's all I do is tell my dad that. And my dad's like, I don't know how to do it. And I'm like, fucking Google it, old man. Look at me. Like, I'm Googling shit now, and it's not teaching me what I need to know. Like, I need that shit to work. Anyways, so regardless, digital artists, graphic designers, people that do that shit, letterers, like, oh my God, I have so much respect for all the production and stuff you guys bring to comic book books. I almost wish some of the jobs I do now, I feel like all nerds should do them. Like when people say like everybody should be in the service industry for a year, like everybody should work in the service industry for a year. Like everybody should like every nerd who reads comics should do like a little bit of comic book production just to be like, oh, I guess I couldn't necessarily make this comic book better than Mark Waid and these other people, you know, like, because that's a thing that happens. That everybody thinks they can make comics better than a lot of other people, but not you guys.
No.
You guys are doing the opposite of that. You're making worse comics than everybody. No, I'm kidding. You're making comics that bring in the best of what you grew up on. I'm coming back to a heartfelt moment, man. You guys are now it's ruined now, but you guys are taking a lot of what we grew up on and utilizing it in different ways to show, like, you know, love and aggravations both with the medium, also while telling a really great story. And again, when I said earlier that you guys were fucking smart, like, I wasn't kidding, man. Like, that is just some smart structure and smart storytelling, smart marketing, smart everything. There's no fantasy like this on the shelves right now, I don't think. Like, I mean, like, there's some great fantasy comics, but I don't see anybody doing what you guys are doing. And when Bardic Verses fucking tackles those shops and invades those shelves, like, I'm glad. I like fantasy comics need you. The genre needs you. They need you in those stores, on those shelves, in the hands of fans, babies. Like, hell yeah, do it. It's party.
That's a long way of saying, though,
so
if you liked volume 1, stay tuned for volume 2 because it's going to be bigger and better.
Oh yeah,
stay tuned. You're probably like, I always ask these questions when I know you guys can't answer them, but I'm gonna ask it anyway because I started. Do you know how volume 2 is gonna happen? Is Band of Bards, is it gonna be another crowdfunded endeavor? Or?
So Band of Bards, we signed volume 1. They have a first look option. I'm getting really inside baseball. They have a first look option at volume 2, but we'll produce volume 2 the same way we did volume 1. We'll do a Kickstarter. And then from there, you know, we'll pitch it to them the same way we pitched volume 1. And if they want to take it and publish it, I don't see why they wouldn't. You know, at this point, like, why wouldn't you want the next volumes in the series? But it's not a guarantee. So for sure, we're going to take it to Kickstarter. We'll pitch it to them and we'll see what happens.
What do you guys want? Would you rather have that under a publisher's wing, or do you guys like having the control of, like, both of you running a Kickstarter?
Oh, look, Kickstarter stress is the worst stress. Let's be clear. That is the worst thing, right? Like the 30 days of agony and checking your phone every 20 minutes. Yeah.
A lot.
But yeah, no, I think, like, this is our baby. We're going to make sure that it's raised right, so it's,
okay.
I think doing it the way that we did it before proved a pattern of success, and we would love to continue on with Band of Bards, but if for some reason it doesn't pan out, we still have a successful book that launched, and we can go elsewhere, right? So
yeah, I think. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that's where I think the platform itself kind of affords some flexibility, just Kickstarter in general or Zoop or other crowdfunding things. It's like, get your stuff out there before you go to a publisher, get your voice, your vision, your dream, your art, your aesthetic out there, and and then send it with whoever wants it, rather than falling in line, I guess.
I think
it's also way different, right? When you can send that finished product to somebody, and you can say like,
it's an easier sell,
hey,
right? Like
this is ready. This is ready for you if you want it.
Yeah. And if you don't,
but it still has to be good. It still can't. It still can't be lame and just printed.
I think for creators in general, like it's much easier to create comics now, but also like it just goes to show you that publishers aren't necessarily the end all be all, right? Like you don't have to put all of your eggs in that basket. You can go to Kickstarter, and it's tough, or Zoop or whatever. You can go to whatever crowdfunding platform you want to go to. It's tough because you really should build an audience first before you do any of that stuff, because it's a tough road to travel down if you don't have the audience there, the people that want to buy your stuff. Like you have to beg, borrow, and steal to get a campaign to fund. But I think once you do that, once you start with small stories that you put out, once you build up that trust and you're able to launch a bigger campaign, there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to own your projects. And sure, like pitch them out where applicable, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. Like know that you have the means now to crowdfund and create a book and fully own it. I think that's one of the things that Pete and I really pride ourselves on, is that it's our book. Yes, Band of Bards is putting it out, but it is still out. It started ours, it'll end ours, and that's important to us.
You could run away and take it with you. You'd be like, fuck you, we're running off into the sunset, and all three of you, Pete, and the Bardic Verses run off together. Like, not everybody gets that though. Like, right? Some people.
To be clear, like, we love working with Band of Bards. They've been a great champion for this book, and that was another thing that was important to us. We, before we signed the paperwork, we wanted to make sure that they were as behind the book as we are, and they are. They've been behind it every step of the way. And that was important to us as well. Like we want a partner. We don't want a boss or anything like that, because we don't need it.
We got enough of those
with us, or you're against us.
100%.
Which is weird, because based on the genre, I feel like you guys would want lords. No, no one wants those. But you mentioned earlier about like how some of this stuff is easier when you guys do things, plan ahead, try the baby step scenario, right? And make a name for yourself to begin with. And it's hard to just put out like a full issue or a full one shot or a full original graphic novel. And there's a cool element of indie comics that you can get into right now called the anthology. And you guys are no stranger to anthology work. And you guys have done some very, very cool anthology stuff, leading up to your main release. And you guys have an anthology out right now, live on Kickstarter. Now. I'm gonna bring it up. I've been talking about
3 days
it for
left.
An hour and 30 minutes. I thought you've been talking about it for 3 days. Like,
no,
longer than that. No. There's 3 days left of Nightmare Theater 3D, the final chapter. You guys are part of this. Were you guys in any? Were you guys in the previous ones, or just this third volume?
No. So I had some friends that were in previous volumes. So my buddies James Ferguson and
I did
Phil
too. I'm not in this. What the fuck? I missed the memo.
They were in the previous volume.
Matt, tell me what happened here, bud.
They
sorry.
They very briefly opened submissions, and I think Phil had like sent me word like, hey, they're opening submissions, and I'm like trying not to. Pete and I just got done doing 2 other anthology stories, and this one was kind of floating in the ether, and I'm like, man, a 3D comic would be so cool to have in our repertoire, to have in our back catalog.
That's a nice portfolio.
I was like, Pete, man, like we gotta make this happen if we can. If you can't, like, fine, that's totally fine. But I think we should definitely try to do this. And I had to pitch the story to them. The story's called Ebook of the Dead. It's essentially Die Hard meets Evil Dead. So it was funny that you were talking about Die Hard before. And they loved the story. I mean, you had them on, you had David and Clay on, and they said they were very kind about our story and how much they liked the pitch, and we sent the pages and they loved it.
They did. They kept talking about you guys. I was like, what the fuck? I should have had all you guys on together.
It was really kind of them because I don't know them, right? I know a lot of people in comics. I don't know Dave or Clay. Again, I had to pitch for this, which a lot of people in the book were people that were in the previous volumes. So I feel fortunate that they actually took the time to read my pitch, like my pitch, accept my pitch. But we also were under the gun because they needed pages turned around really quickly. So I was like, Pete, like, do you think this is possible? I feel like I asked Pete this question a lot.
You do.
You think you can turn this around in this amount of time? He says yes, and we make it happen, and we did. And the rest is history. We're included in the book, which is huge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pete, your new name's Possible Pete Collins.
It's this one's really cool too because we've done a couple of different horror things at this point. And like this is the one where I finally get to like I'm finally off the leash a little bit. So I'm having fun with the gore. We're taking it to weird levels, man. Weird levels.
This page right here is great. And who's doing your is my coworker doing your lettering again?
No, it's Micah Myers. I would have
another great letterer. No wonder it looks good. Yeah.
That's not us, by the way.
That's not our page.
Yeah. Our page is on there somewhere.
What?
So it's a bunch of stories. It's not just us.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, it's below. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
That's okay. That looks good too, though.
That story looks like garbage. I had to lie. I was like, I don't even want to talk about this.
That page looks good.
What is this? Who lettered this? I don't even. Okay, this looks way better. This looks way better. Look. Oh, hold on. I just want to zoom in. This makes me uncomfortable. I simultaneously want a woman to smile at me like that and also never smile at me like that. I feel like two tugging emotions. I don't like that. I don't like that. I am discombobulated. It's like already like that's what good horror does. That throws you. That's like do you ever draw shit, Pete? And you're like, ew, like, you have to hide it from your kids or like put it in the closet or
it's funny, like when I finished this page, I sent it over to Matt and he's like, more. And like I sent it again, more. And I kept cranking it up a little bit until we started to get like that putridy green color in there and like the discoloration and some of the finer details that you see when it's really zoomed in. And so he pushed me to do some gross stuff, and it was just like, okay, this is allowed. I'm going to run with it for the other pages now too. So we've got some gross crap in this one, and I'm really proud of it. Really proud of it.
And it's
where'd you get this idea for this background too, by the way?
For the background for the city, like in the windows. You've made like a really cool cityscape through the window that looks like a totally different art style, and it you look at it, but it doesn't have enough detail to like deter your attention from her face, but it still has enough to make you look at it and be like, that's a cool background. Like, what the that's some dark sorcery. Yeah, I have a philosophy. If you care, it's there, right? So the same thing with Bardic Verses. Look in the background, right? There's a bunch of different things happening in the background. If your eye starts to wander off of where it's supposed to be, there's still something for you. That's my goal.
Nice. So you guys want people to read your comics more than once?
Oh yeah.
Especially
I feel like there's a lot of creators out there that are like, buy it, read it, never read it again. I don't care. You bought it. But like you can tell sometimes when you're putting in the little extra, the nods and the Easter eggs and the hidden little gems and like all, it's like, no one's gonna find that the first time.
Yeah, there's
That's gonna take a time or two or maybe three.
there's actually another little thing there in the top right panel. You can see the television. There's like a Sesame Street like character wiping blood off of the screen. So that's going to be in the background where
Oh my god, it's like
something happens.
It's like Cookie Monster curb stomped Elmo.
Yeah. So there's going to be little stuff in the background to keep an eye on for sure.
Very cool. So I guess we only get one page. All right. But that's a hell of a page,
We had
though.
a very tight turnaround.
This
we did
is
2
like
pages, but that was the money shot, as we call it.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
the one that they featured.
nice. And we've posted the link in the chat. I really encourage people to check this out. There's only 3 days left on this Kickstarter. Again, this art's like okay or whatever, but this was the one we were talking about. This was Matt and Pete. This was somebody else. This was the one. And yeah, anyways, real sorry about that, guys. That was
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, it's all good, dude.
it's down.
It's all good.
I let us all down, and it's fine. It's
You
fine.
didn't let anyone
You brought
go
us
to-
back up with good comics. Oh, god damn it. And on that note, good night. No, I'm just kidding. But like,
That'd be hilarious. If you're like, good night.
I have
and ended the stream.
yeah, play the song. No, yeah, just like I fucked up. No, but I've kept you for an hour and a half. And I know like some of you got like families and shit and deadlines and all that weird stuff that I got deadlines, but not families and shits. I mean, I got a family, but I don't have to take care of them. Anyways, you guys got kids. One of you does.
Yeah,
Both
I
of
do.
you have
Pete,
kids?
yeah.
One of you have kids?
I have a cat.
I've got
Y'all have kids?
I've got grown
Everybody has
men
kids?
at this point. My
Oh,
youngest
okay.
is 16,
Nice.
man. So,
Well, oh, nice. Well, that's good. Maybe not. I was a prick when I was 16. We don't need to talk about that though. We talked about that earlier.
he's a good kid.
actually.
He's a good kid. So,
Nice. That's well. I mean, if he's, yeah. I know you guys. You guys mentioned they were that he was. Is he the one doing the art for you? Your 16-year-old?
no, actually, I have 3 kids: Chase, Nate, and
Okay.
Gabe. My son Nathan is in school currently for animation. So, and he's always kind of
Nice.
gravitated to art. So he actually did coloring for us in Unknown Heroes Volume 2, the anthology that Matt mentioned earlier in the show. And he's done he did coloring for another entry that's coming out in the near future for Holiday Spirits Volume 3, which we're a part of.
Another Travis Gibb and Jerome Gagnon,
Yep.
my burger brother, my burger brother in Christ. I love that guy. Yeah, no, all of them, Orange Cone and all those guys make great comics.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Oh, I was about to, so you know what you just said reminds me of. There's another iconic writer artist duo whose son, the artist's son, is handling their coloring duties.
Oh, really?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. They make
Yeah.
comic books every now and then. And
Yeah.
Jacob does all their coloring now.
Wow.
Like Sean's son Jacob does like all their coloring. Yeah.
And
you guys
those
are
colors
basically
so
like-
good.
They're so good, but you guys are basically doing the same things that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips are doing. So
I
that's
mean,
like,
I
we're
could
doing
only
it right.
hope to
I mean,
sniff
I'm
the
just-
amount of success that
throw me a
Ed
fucking
Brubaker
bone
has
here,
had.
guys. I'm trying. But it's kind of weird. Like, not everybody has like a fucking artist coloring son that can like color their comic books. Anyways, fuck me, I guess. I thought it was a cool story. The
Yeah.
audience can judge. These guys will never be back on the show again because they didn't appreciate it. I was trying to say they were basically the new Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and they didn't let me
I
take
wish.
it
That's what we
home.
are. That's-
That's all I was trying to do. That's it. That's it. That was the whole point of this hour and 38-minute conversation. No, so but again, as I know, hold on, someone's saying so. Oh, Dan, Holiday Spirits Volume 3. Awesome. Holiday Spirits Volume 1 was the first Blake's Buzz pull quote that I ever got in print. So that was cool.
Nice.
Hilariously, Holiday Spirits
then
Volume 1.
And then after that, I got a whole bunch more.
Holiday Spirits Volume 1, also published by Band of Bards.
Yes.
Oh, now that they are. They're coming. I forgot they picked that up. They're coming back out with it. Yeah.
And it's currently 25% off on the Bard Shop.
All comes full.
Oh, get that discount. Yeah, get those links in the chat. But yeah, by the way, I know I've kept you guys for a long time. Longer than anyone else should have to deal with me, and I apologize. But because I'm the generous and polite host that I am, if now's the time, like, tell us where to keep track of you guys. Like, Matt, have you got like a newsletter or websites or socials? Like, where do we follow you at, bud?
You can follow me pretty much everywhere at Mattman Begins, like Batman, but my first name Matt. I'm everywhere. MySpace, Friendster, Instagram, OkCupid, LinkedIn, Discord, Outlook, literally anywhere you could find anyone on the internet, I'm there with my username at MattmanBegins. And please pre-order the Bardic Verses from your local comic shop or bandofbards.com. Please support Nightmare Theater 3D on Kickstarter. 3 more days left, and look out for Holiday Spirits Volume 3 coming to Kickstarter soonish.
Yeah, that's all the important stuff.
From
a lot of cool horror stuff.
Yeah. Follow Matt on Pillow Fort at mattmanbegins.com.
Lemon Party.
There is a website. Someone said that the other day. They were like, "Are you on Pillow Fort?" And I was like, "Go fuck yourself." And then I found out it was a real thing.
What is? I thought it was some
now other people
adult website.
No, it's that place where Fred Van Linte's waiting for my fucking response email.
No, it has.
No, it's a real like normal thing. It's not like a nasty adult friend finding website. It's not like My Fetish or Yours or you8what.com. It's, like there's one cup for everybody. Regular website, man. It's a regular website
for everybody.
Follow. I hope everybody remembers where to follow Matt, and if you can follow me at onecupforeverybody.com. Till my boss tells me we can't have that website because I'm employed now. Pete, hey bud, save us. Where do we follow you at?
I'm on Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it. Pack Illustration. That's PAC Illustration. Also, I have a website, packillustration.com. If you want a commission or a trading card, or you just want to see some pretty pictures, check it out.
Sick. All right, so yeah, you can follow Pete at junglejams.com, at pacmaneastart.com. Jesus Christ. I had to do it. I did it once. I had to do it twice. I'll do it next week to someone else, guys. It's a new thing. I'll make it a new thing. Both of you, thank you so much for putting up with me tonight. And also everybody who's and has been watching and will watch later, thank you so much for checking out these campaigns we talked about. I seriously, as much as I joked around about tonight and laughed and had fun with these guys, Matt and Pete are really making awesome comics. And the two of them together and separate, they're making names for themselves on their own, and they're making names for themselves together. And basically, like, if you buy a comic book and see one or both of these names on a cover, you're going to be in a good spot, and you need to be excited about it, which is why you need to get the big dick version of Bardic Verses, which is coming out from Band of Bards. We talked about it. Go to bandofbards.com/dick on the table and get the discount and the special Friday, Monday special. no one's ever going to come on my show again. But if you go to bandofbards.com, you can there's a discount. You can save some money. You can buy it later for full price. You can buy it again. Buy it for your fucking mom. What's your mom doing? They're retired, right? My mom's retired. She needs to read. She fucking watches too much TV. Anyways, someone help my mom. Someone help me. Someone fucking help me figure out how to end a show. I've been doing this for over 2 fucking years. I still don't know how to end a goddamn show. And you can't talk to a therapist about it or watch a YouTube video about it or anything. You just got to ramble your way to an ending and hope you get there. Jesus Christ. Both of you guys have a great book, and everybody needs to pre-order it. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Perfect.
You need like a signing off catchphrase or something, right? Like how news anchors have.
I'm the only YouTuber that needs a teleprompter. Wrap it up. And then has like a no cocaine. Like anytime I say cocaine, like the no cocaine card comes out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I said I wouldn't do that. Oops. Yeah, love more, hate less, do cocaine. I mean, read more comics or make comics or make cocaine while you're doing comics. I don't know. They both go hand in hand, and they're only for rich people. Snort your comics. Chop them up, snort them up with your vegetables. Buy G Fuel, hashtag G Fuel / Blake's Buzz. That's a website you can go to. Hashtag G Fuel / Blake's Buzz. That'll get you all the G Fuel you need for nothing. I'm so sorry, guys. You guys have a really cool book. And Nightmare Theater 3D is awesome. I'm really excited to see Pete's Doodles in 3D. I'm curious to see how that turns out. I'm not excited to see how that smile pops off the page and haunts me in my nightmares for years to come. But you know what? That's the one thing that we got to deal with in this weird industry that we're in. Keep a lookout for these gentlemen. They mentioned Nightmare Theater. I think that's in pre-launch right now.
No,
so
Holiday Spirits
probably
in pre-launch. Nightmare 3D.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes. Nightmare Theater has 3 days left. Holiday Spirits is in pre-launch and will launch in July, right? Yeah, because it's Christmas in July, right? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I think it'll probably launch.
I thought that's where the joke started. Oh, it's next month. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it could be Christmas.
I said July, and you were like, "Yeah, maybe," or in December. You dumbass.
December when actual Christmas.
What happened there,
Blake?
Yeah, it could launch in July or next month in December.
Yeah.
Travis, let's get Travis on the stream. See, no, that's why Travis doesn't let me promote his books. No, I get messed up. No, yeah. So back in July or December or January or whenever the fuck it happens. I don't know. These guys
just keep an eye on it.
Yes, sign up for the pre-launch.
Keep an eye on these guys. Yeah. Yeah, sign up. Follow them on Pillafort and Jimajam or whatever that other website was that I said. Follow these guys so that they'll tweet it out. They'll let you know the links. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
There's also links in the comments we posted. We got to go. We got to get out of here. There's a fire.
Shit,
all right, guys. Seriously though, like anything, you got anything else you guys want to shout out, or I'm gonna shut up. I swear and play.
No, music. Man. Thank you for the time. Thanks everybody in the chat for watching. Hold on. Let's give you like a sign off, dude. How about
we got it.
You've been buzzed, or like that's what's been buzzing. Like let's workshop.
Yeah,
this. You've been blaked.
You've been blaked.
All right. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen and others, thank you so much for hanging out with. Like, why do I always say ladies? God damn it. Everybody who watched tonight, viewers, what's a good hi viewers. What's up? What's up, nerds?
Wait, how about
nerds, go fuck yourself.
How about
go fuck yourself, San Diego?
How about this? You say thank you for listening to Blake's Buzz, and y'all have been the bee's knees.
Ooh, all right.
Take it for a test drive.
Yeah,
take it for a test drive.
How it fits.
Vroom, vroom, baby. My keys are in the ignition, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning in on your stressful Monday to close it out with me, Matt Sumo, Pete Collins, and bending the bee's knees. I fucked that up, but the tone of my voice is rich and luxurious, so it's fine. That was not what we planned on, but I do want to thank everybody for hanging out for the entire stream. And if you're watching this later, thank you so much for listening. If you're watching this later, please remember to check out the links in the chat and get those comic books pre-ordered. All right. The Bardic Verses aren't going to pre-order themselves. If it did, these guys wouldn't be on this show. And on that note, we're going to get out of here. Just remember to love more, hate less, read comics, make babies, make more mutants. I just went Jonathan Hickman at the end of this. We got to go. I'm going to do it again. I'm doing it again. Well, how do I end this? Oh, I found it. Oh, wait, I got to play the music. Fuck. I'm at the wrong tab.
It's Blake's Buzz Live.